Number one, before I begin, I think I have a cut on my lip or something. Number one, before I begin, let me say this. I am not a mental health expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I ain't none of that. I mean, I wish I was, because if I was, I wouldn't be wearing this shirt. I wear whatever shirt I want to wear. But I'm not. And so with that said is that whatever I say is strictly opinion based. Now, if you got a problem with what I say, you can easily write me in the comment section and I'll hear you out. You know, we'll have a little discussion. But this is just what I think. This is what my opinion is. A lot of times I do come out with factual stuff. Sometimes. And sometimes it's just basically whatever I see, you know. So I want to talk to y'all about trauma. I want to talk to y'all about trauma, right? Because I feel that trauma is so important in life. And I only have one solution for the trauma. Just one. Just one solution. And no, it's not, oh, get over it. You'll be all right. No. And I've always hated when people always say that to people, right? Oh, get over it. You'll be all right. Oh, you just need to brace your fears. No. Like you know, I've talked to a lot of folks who said, or I've been around folks who just said, oh, you need to embrace your fears. You need to just suck it up. Really? Glad I don't go to you to talk to, okay? Thank God. When it comes to trauma, right? So trauma is such a big thing, right? Whether it's something so small, whether it's something so insignificant, or to you it's small or insignificant, you got to know that it is big to that person, right? So now, if somebody says that they don't like clowns, don't watch a movie that's 100% clown-based related, right? Because that's going to bring up different trauma in their life, and it's going to bring back memories of what happened with them in that case. You understand what I'm saying? They're like, you gotta be able just to think about others before you start thinking about yourself, and put yourself in their shoes before you start to do whatever it is you want to do, right? You got to know that trauma is big to people. It may not be big to you, but it's big to people, man. And you got to give that person the respect. You got to give that person the honor for that, you know? And really, really respect that person and respect what they say, right? Because that set of trauma, it might lead to other different issues that you don't want at that point in time. And a lot of times we all got trauma that we just need to deal with. We all got trauma that we need to work with. We all got trauma that we need to work through, you know? And trauma is different for everybody. Of course, you know, it's different for everybody because not everybody goes the same thing. Not everybody goes through or went through the same thing that you went through, and you don't go through the same thing that other people go through. So it's different for everybody, no matter what it is. You know, no matter what it is, it could be that they don't like water dropping on their head. It could be that they don't like clowns. It could be that when you say certain words, that they just get triggered, or they just get you know, like, what's going on here, you know, or whatever it is. Or it can be certain foods. Like, it just doesn't matter what it is. We got to be sensitive to the people's needs when it comes to trauma. We got to be sensitive to people's needs when it comes to dealing with trauma or their type of issues with that, you know. And like I said, I got one solution, and it's the only solution I have, really, when it comes to dealing with trauma. Talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. You want to say it again? You didn't hear me? You didn't hear me? Talk to somebody. And I'm not talking about talking to your friend Joe down the block. I'm not talking about talking to Susie up the corner. I ain't talking about talking to your mama, your daddy. You know, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about talk to a licensed professional. There's nothing wrong. I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with going and getting counseling, fellas. Yeah, I said fellas. Because sometimes we don't like to go get counseling. Sometimes we don't like to be vulnerable. Sometimes we don't like to, all that feeling type of stuff. But, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. Let them know what you're going through. Let them know why you're experiencing this trauma, you know? Because you could be in a relationship and it could just be just a reverse. It could be a repeat of all the trauma you went through in your life. And why would you want to stay in a relationship that just gives you trauma and grief? You know, why would you want to put yourself in a position that you just have all these traumatic memories repeating? That's why it's always best to talk to somebody, get some counseling, get your relief, and they even have survivor meetings. I think they do. If not, then I saw that on the movies, and then they should have it. But then there's also lines too that you can call for stuff like this. There's other people that you can reach out to that could handle this type of stuff. So I would definitely say talk to a licensed person that can help you with your grief, with your trauma, with everything that you go through. Because no one should be able to deal with it alone. Nobody should be able to go through life and trauma and traumatic experiences by themselves. No one should be able to. That's why it's important just to talk to somebody so that they can hear you out. So that you could do all the talking sometimes. So that you could get your healing, you could get your mind right, you get your stability right, you get all of that right. But you gonna need to start talking to somebody. You gonna need to start opening up and letting that person know how you feel. Yep. Yeah. Talking to somebody is man, that's important. That's important. And a lot of times what happens is that we don't want to talk to somebody, so it becomes worse for us. The trauma, it becomes worse for us because instead of talking with somebody and trying to deal with it, now it gets passed on to those who come in line after us, and it just becomes a generational trauma. You know, I don't want to say generational curse because that's not what it is, but it becomes generational trauma because you didn't deal with it, so now it's passed on to your kids. Your kids ain't dealing with it, so now it's passed on to their kids, and their kids ain't dealing with it. Now it's passed on to the next line, and then next, and the next, and next, and next, until they decide to cut it off right there and there. And that's what you should have done. You should have cut it off right there and there, so it wouldn't be passed on to your kids and the rest of the people in line. Yep. I tell you, there's times where we know how to deal with stuff, and there's times where we just don't. And a lot of times, you just gotta know how to handle it, how to deal with it, how to set yourself up better than those, you know. And you really gotta say, you know what? I'm gonna handle this the right way. I'm gonna do this the right way. Yeah. Yeah, and just I have those type of conversations with people, you know. I know a lot of times we don't always want to talk about it just because we just don't. But it's best just to talk. It's best to hear someone out. It's best just to choose someone up for you. You know? So that's definitely what I say for that. Y'all have a good time. Take care. Be blessed. Perkins Talks. Let's go out and get it, y'all. Take care, y'all. I'll definitely see y'all next time. Shirts are available. Let me know what you want. Let me know the size. Everything, right? Take care, y'all. Perkins Talks. Let's go.